Alright, so I was not in the Anime Vanguards Update 5 stage, unfortunately, but we do have a lot of things that we can talk about still because there are a lot of stuff that was... Not really a lot of stuff, but there's some interesting stuff that you guys may want to hear. By the way, we're super close to 50k subscribers, and like I said, at 50k subscribers, we're going to be doing a pretty big giveaway, so if you want to be part of it, then don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and yeah, let's get started. So first and foremost, the thing that I really want to talk about is going to be the tournaments rehaul, because apparently they're going to be reworking tournaments and how tournaments are going to work. So right now, the way tournaments work is kind of boring in my opinion. Everybody pretty much just uses the exact same team, and everybody pretty much just uses the exact same loadout and whatnot. So pretty much how they're gonna be reworking tournaments is the strongest 2 units will be getting banned. So essentially how that works is whoever is the top 1 in tournaments, the 2 strongest units that they used, right? The 2 units that the units that they used will be getting banned in the next tournament. Apparently that's how it's gonna work. So how it's gonna work is, let's say this guy right here has Gogeta and Songjin Vanguard. That's gonna get banned in the next tournament, and it will force people to essentially use new teams in the next tournament. And then the 2 strongest units in that in that tournament will also get banned, and then it will reset after every update essentially, or after every other tournament. Sorry, not update, every other tournament it's gonna reset. This will essentially make it so that the 2 strongest tournament units, or the 2 strongest tournament units that's going to be used in tournaments, will be resetted, changed every other tournament, which will essentially keep it fresh and new. This will basically mean that you won't be able to use the strongest units each time for each tournament. It's not gonna be how it works anymore, which is very, very nice. Next one is gonna be the Odyssey rehaul. Apparently they're gonna be reworking Odyssey and changing some stuff with how Odyssey works. Odyssey, in my opinion, is pretty interesting. Haven't really tested Odyssey that much yet because I'm just not very interested in Odyssey. However, they did mention that they were gonna be reworking it apparently. But then one more interesting stuff that is going to be more interesting is PvP is going to be coming soon in Update 6. Yeah, PvP is going to be releasing soon in Update 6, which is actually very, very interesting because PvP is going to be the game mode where I think a lot of people are going to definitely be doing it, because no other game right now that's a tower defense has PvP in it. So how is PvP going to work in Anime Vanguards essentially, right? So how is PvP gonna work in this game? We don't know that yet, but they are going to be releasing it in Update 6. And to add on to that, apparently Update 5 is gonna take slightly longer because they're gonna need the time to test out Update 6. Yeah, they're gonna need the time to test out Update 6, so Update 5.5 might take slightly longer because they are gonna want to be able to really test out Update 6 with PvP and whatnot. They also did confirm the Sukuna rework will happen, whether or not it's gonna be the high-end era Sukuna, or it's gonna be a double Evo, or gonna be a rework. Basically Sukuna's gonna get touched. That's pretty much confirmed right now at this point. I did say Sukuna's gonna get touched already, but it's pretty much confirmed at this point. I keep saying touched. Okay, I meant he's going to get changed, or maybe something added into him. Apparently 10-tailed beasts are all gonna be familiars. Lord Tomo, shout out to this guy, he keeps pushing the Naruto agenda. Apparently all 10-tailed beasts are going to be familiars, which is actually very, very nice. They also did mention that for Vanguard units, they're going to be unrelated to the current update. Essentially it means that if there is a new Vanguard, it's not gonna be related to the current update. So let's say, for example, right now we have a Dragon Ball update. The Vanguard unit is not going to be a Dragon Ball character. It's going to be a completely different character that's not really Dragon Ball related. That's essentially what they said. So as for Sid, which is in sneaks, we don't know if he's going to be the next Vanguard unit. Currently, the only Vanguards is Diavolo, Gogeta, and Songjin Vanguard. We don't know yet if Sid is going to be a confirmed Vanguard unit since he is in sneaks right now. Let me show you this. I do believe that chances are it could be an update related with the anime Sid is in, but they haven't really confirmed if it is going to be or if he is going to be a Vanguard unit. Basically, all they have said with Sid is that they are not gonna do him dirty. However, like I already mentioned, Vanguard units are going to be unrelated to the current update. So if the next update is going to be the anime that Sid is in, Sid will not be a Vanguard unit, which is very unfortunate because I genuinely wanted Sid to be a Vanguard unit, which is kind of sad. But there are still some chances that he's going to be a Vanguard. The developers did not confirm this, nor did they deny it or say, oh, it's not going to be a Vanguard, right? They just didn't want to say anything about him. All they said was that he was not going to be done dirty, which is also what they said about Vegito. Speaking about Vegito though, his passives, a lot of people actually don't think his passive is that good. And basically, I wasn't in stage, so I asked the developer this question. I asked it basically like this: for Vegito, which most people deem bad. Now, he's not really bad, but compared to like the top tier units, he is kind of lackluster. Basically, what I'm asking is, can he become top tier since he is Vegito? Basically, the question that I asked them is, are you guys gonna make his passive more useful in the next update? And basically, I got an emoji response, but that's kind of like a hint that yeah, maybe this unit is gonna be more useful in the next update by basically making more units maybe target enemies and stun them. Maybe Vegito is gonna be even more useful in those updates. So yeah, that's basically what that is. They also did say that old familiars will eventually be obtainable, but one thing that I actually really liked is bosses and raids will get touched. Essentially, bosses and raids apparently are going to maybe get a rework. Again, this is just based off of what I'm seeing right now. Bosses and raids will get touched. That's literally what it says on the thing that I'm watching or reading right now. But then also on top of that, quality of life changes, grinding mats similar akin to HSR. I don't know if HSR is Honkai Star Rail or whatever. Challenge timers go from local to global again. Basically what that means is if you do a challenge with, for example, if you do a challenge on 350, instead of having a 30-minute timer, it's going to only be a 10-minute timer, because global timer means that you can do the challenges every 30 minutes. So basically the time when you can do the challenge is going to be 3:30, 4, or if it's daily, there's going to be a set time where the cooldown will reset. It's not going to be a local thing, which will mean that farming rerolls will be even more effective maybe in the next update if they actually make the challenges go from local to global, which is going to be very, very, very nice. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Maybe there were more stuff to talk about, but I did get some people say that this update or this update stage really wasn't all that nice, or it really wasn't all that big. And I think this is because there's really not that much stuff to talk about that they haven't already answered in previous stages. However, this is the recap for the update 5 stage. Hopefully this helps you guys out there. So yeah.